What's poppin', my beautiful Red Carpet Curls royalty, and welcome back to the Red Carpet Curls podcast. I'm your host and the founder of Red Carpet Curls, Queen Adrienne Monroe. So now that the first episode is under our belts, we're practically soulmates now. Don't you feel it? Don't you feel this intense connection, this trust, this bond that's building? God, do you feel its grips all over you? I do. Or maybe that's just the caffeine rush from my morning coffee. So who knows? I feel something today, which is good. So I figured this was the perfect time to just get totally real about quarantine and the curly girl method. Now, contrary to popular belief, it is not unachievable. It's totally doable. It's just a very slippery slope. You got to know your strategy, basically. It's like a game plan. What are you going into the game with? Are you just going to go into the NBA finals with no game plan? No, LeBron's going to just wipe the court with you. You're not going to do it. So CGM's the same way. You got to come in with a plan that individually works for you. Okay. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but in the beginning of quarantine, I looked at all the extra time as more extra time to do the extra steps I always put off. So instead of for example, instead of doing Olaplex #3 treatments every week, like the bottle says, I was doing it once a month because I was like, well, my hair's not that damaged. I don't really need to keep doing all these extra steps. It's pretty good. Let's just do bare minimum, And bare minimum's fine if your hair's healthy, but if you're just starting the curly girl method, if you're still transitioning, which is, between 3 to 6 months, sometimes 9 months, you can't afford to do bare minimum in the way that I've been doing it, So all the great ideas that I thought I would have time for, DIY deep conditioners, making my own products, finger coiling through every single treatment, it just didn't happen. And it's not because I didn't know how. It's not that I didn't have time. It's that what I didn't account for with all the extra time was the lack of motivation and accountability. Okay. But I did eventually, I did think back to the commitment that I made to my hair and myself almost 4 years ago now. And if I've been doing this for 4 years, I realize a pandemic, as sad as it has been, as scary as it has been, we couldn't just allow this pandemic to take away all the progress we've made for our hair. So I couldn't just let my hair stay up in a bun just drying out all day. So I thought about what my hair needs, and that's like most hair, to be moisturized. And I therefore ended up creating my own minimalist quarantine routine, which I'll share with you today. Don't worry. And I'm also going to be sharing with you my quarantine do and don'ts. Okay. So do this. Don't you dare do that. I am basically your CGM mama for today. Right. And I'm digging it. I'm not anyone's mama in real life, but I'll take someone's CGM mama or doggy mama. Got doggies too. Anyway, that's not the point. Before we jump into today's quarantine do's and don'ts, I do want to take a moment to shout out our giveaway sponsor, Thermal Haircare, for donating their amazing mix and match gift set. Listen, this giveaway, I announced it last week. If you haven't heard the first episode, girl, what are you doing? You do things in order, okay? In order. So if you haven't heard the first episode, make sure to go back now. If not, make sure that you are staying till the end of the episode. They're pretty short anyway. So make sure you stay till the end so that you can figure out how you are going to be the lucky winner of a thermal hair care hothead, which is the microwavable reversible caps to make your deep conditioning sessions more effective. They'll also give you a spritzer of a scent. I used to love the lavender. It was very relaxing when the cap heated up. They also give you 10 disposable shower caps and the gift bag. So please make sure that you stay tuned till the end of the episode so that you can figure out how you are going to be that bad mama jamma taking home that prize. Because let me tell you, great prize. Now, without further ado, let's jump into my quarantine do's and don'ts. Okay. So let's start with my first do, which is do invest in a hair steamer like the Cura do. Now, listen to my wording. I specifically said a hair steamer, not just a regular steamer. Okay. And there's a reason for that. So normal clothing hair steamers, they have different temperatures. Okay. So it might be too high of a temperature and it might do more damage to your hair to use a clothing steamer, a garment steamer, rather than a specified hair steamer. Now, very early in my journey, I was blessed enough to come across the ads and the Instagram of Cura the hair steamer. It is the revolutionary only handheld hair steamer for hair. And I got it over 3 years ago. And when I tell you, if there's ever any, I'm going to do a show where I show you my top holy grails, my 5 holy grails. The Q-Redo is one. It's absolutely one. I can't live without my Q-Redo. What I love about steam is that steam is water, just in a different vapor, a different form. It comes in a vapor. So this warm mist comes out of the Q-Redo hair steamer, and the warm mist helps to lift the scales on your cuticle. Whether you're low porosity or high porosity, you need your scales lifted so that the deep conditioner could penetrate a lot more quickly and a lot more effectively. That's the only thing that separates in salon deep conditioning from at home. They use heat. Normally, when I was young and I was going, like, I'm Puerto Rican. I come from East Harlem. So in my family, we used to say when we went to get our hair done, we would go into the Dominicans. The Dominicans are the only ones that had hair salons and stuff, right? They were the one making the money. So we used to go to the Dominicans to straighten our hair. And it was cool. Well, we thought it was cool back in the day. Oh, that steam, girl. Oh my God. I don't even want to think about how bad my hair smelled from burning. But back when we went there and we did deep conditioners, I really truly thought deep conditioners were only done in salons. I didn't know you can do them at home. As ignorant as that sounds, I really didn't, because I had only been introduced to them through the hair salon. They would put the deep conditioner on me and then they would put me under the dryer for about 10-15 minutes, and that was it. And then I had really shiny, beautiful hair. And I thought that could only be done in salons. No. All you need to do to get that same supple softness from your deep conditioners is to add some kind of heat. That's why the giveaway is so important. The thermal Haircare hothead is specifically made. It's a cap that you put on. There's no cords, no nothing. And you can walk around your house. I do my dishes while I deep condition. I clean my house. I film videos. And the thermal Haircare hothead allows me that ability to move around. Whereas the Q-Redo, you got to plug it in. That's true. But the hair steamer, I use it for more than just one thing. Whereas the thermal Haircare, it's like to heat up my deep conditioners, my protein treatment, stuff like that, my pre-poos. The hair steamer could do the same thing, but I also use it to refresh. I also use it to steam my skin, my facial skin, to help me get rid of my acne. Steam automatically, since it's water, it reactivates the products in your hair. Okay? So it's helping you save product. It's helping you keep your hair dry. I hate that wet hair feeling. So I love starting out with steam. It is the safest way to dry detangle your hair because you're not dry detangling it. The prongs and the Q-Redo allow you to detangle and hydrate at the same time. So honestly, the steam also, when you apply it to your scalp, in a moving motion, don't leave it because you can burn it. When you apply it to your scalp, it encourages hair growth. It encourages more blood to flow to your scalp. More blood means more nutrients and more oxygen to your hair follicles, which means more hair growth. And if you focus the steam on the ends, which are the driest part of your hair, then you strengthen them. You're making them full of elasticity again, meaning that they won't split and break off, causing breakage. So honestly, it encourages hair growth. It encourages length retention. You can't go wrong with steam, honestly speaking. I even love that the steam cuts through buildup, so it helps me extend my wash and go. So definitely my first do is please invest in a hair steamer. Every single day, part of my routine is literally just doing the Q-Redo for 5 to 10 minutes and sealing it and then putting some kind of satin. That's it. That's my whole routine, literally 3 steps. But we'll get into that. Now let's get into our first don't. Don't you dare skip deep conditioning sessions. Like, I mean this. I truly, if I'm going to be a CGM mama, then I have the right to, smack you on the hand. Like, bad girl, bad queen, bad king. How dare you skip deep conditioning sessions? So the reason deep conditioning sessions are so important, why we beat you over the head with this information constantly, is because deep conditioners are formulated differently than your other conditioners. Deep conditioners are formulated to penetrate the hair strand at a much deeper level than regular rinse out conditioners. Rinse out conditioners focus on sealing your cuticle, the top layer, all right? That's where your scales are for your porosity. Rinse out conditioners, they seal this so that you can have that shine, so that all the scales are laying down so that you can keep your hair moisturized, sealed, and shiny, okay? Now, deep conditioning. A deep conditioner is formulated differently. It is formulated with more penetrating ingredients like oils and stuff, moisturizing oils, penetrating oils, to penetrate past the hair cuticle, right? The outer layer, the outermost layer, all the way to the deepest layer of the hair, known as the cortex. The cortex is what's responsible for the actual stability and strength of your hair, okay? If you focus on getting ingredients like amino acids and stuff that penetrate the cortex, then you're literally repairing the hair from the inside out. You're making it strong and healthy from the inside out. Deep conditioners are the only product in your regimen every single week that systematically work to repair the overall health of your hair. The deep conditioner repairs. It doesn't just soften. It doesn't just moisturize. It repairs, especially if it has protein in it. This is why you can't skip it, because it goes deeper than any other product you are using. It is giving you benefits at a much, much deeper level. And if you skip this, then your hair is not getting the strength it needs. It's not getting the moisture it needs. Sometimes it might not be getting it deep enough. Low porosity, for example. Low porosity, ladies and gents, your issue is that your cuticle is sealed too tight. It will not open. You have to have some kind of indirect heat, like the thermal hair care hothead or the Q-Redo hair steamer. Shoot, you could even put a plastic bag on your head, wet a towel, microwave that towel for a few seconds, and put that warm towel on top of the plastic bag. That's also indirect heat safely. You know, low porosity can't afford to skip deep conditioners. Your hair's too dry. It won't open up to allow your deep conditioner to penetrate, and that is how you end up with all these layers of buildup. If the cuticle won't open, you have no choice. The conditioner has no choice but to sit on top and do very minimalistic work. It'll probably fill in a few gaps. It'll probably make it shiny, soft, but the inside is still weak. The core is still weak and dry and brittle. That will cause split ends and breakage. Deep conditioners, especially with some kind of indirect heat, they are the foundation of your routine, okay? This is what's going to keep your hair healthier no matter what, to prevent the damage from coming back. So if you start to skip your deep conditioners, this is what I mean by a slippery slope. It starts with one thing. Oh, I'll deep condition tomorrow. I'll deep condition next week. It's not that bad. It leads to bad habits, and bad habits lead to breakage, okay? That's why you don't skip deep conditioners. So definitely, if you need more information about the Thermal Hair Care Hothead, what's featured as our giveaway, I do have a YouTube tutorial and a blog post and review on redcarpetcurls.com right now. And as well, I do have a video on the Q-Redo on my YouTube channel, the Red Carpet Curls YouTube channel, that shows you how I detangle with it. I have a deep conditioning video that explains the science behind deep conditioners, how they work, what you should be doing, and more tips to make the most out of your deep conditioning. So it's called The Science Behind Deep Conditioning. So make sure to check out those articles and videos on redcarpetcurls.com. Now, my second do, what you should always do, is utilize satin accessories. So as I told you, my quarantine routine has been 3 steps. I do a scalp massage with some kind of oil, and we'll get to that because that's one of my tips. And then I go in with my Q-Redo hair steamer. I hydrate my hair for about 5 or 10 minutes, right, in a diffusing motion, and then I seal it with an oil. And then I go in and I put some kind of satin accessory, whether that be a bonnet, a satin-lined hairband, a turban. So satin keeps the hair protected from losing its moisture. So other materials like cotton, and this is why we tell you to sleep on satin pillowcases, cotton naturally sucks the moisture out of your skin and your hair. And then as your hair gets tangled, because it's losing all the moisture, it actually attaches to the cotton and it gets ripped out when you actually get up. So I don't know about anybody else, but when I was growing up, I noticed a lot of my hair when I woke up in the mornings stood on the pillow, like straight hairs. And that was absolutely from losing all my moisture from the cotton. So the satin actually protects the hair. It keeps the hair moisturized. It keeps that moisture there because it doesn't suck it out. And it protects your moisture, your hair, from the environment. So you're protecting it from the sun. Your environment is a huge factor on damage, weathering on your hair. Damage is called weathering to the hair strand, right? That's caused by sun, that's caused by dry wind. So summer, there's a lot of humidity in the air that causes a lot of frizz, that causes a lot of dry hair. A satin accessory. So when I go out during the summers, all I've been using are my Lozatam satin lined turbans. And the satin on the inside protects my hair from the sun and my environment and stuff, and from any manipulation. And then the outside is just a cute pattern or color or whatever that just makes my outfit look even nicer, you know? So if you haven't checked out Lozatam, seriously, I mean, these are some of the cutest accessories I've ever had in my life, to the point that I believe in them so much, I became an ambassador for them. Like, that's how serious I am about this brand. I've spent so much money. I have a drawer of turbans and head wraps, all satin lined, as well as Lozatam also sells satin lined headbands. So I'm telling you, Lozatam is killing it. Like, definitely check out Lozatam on Instagram. Check out their website, lozatam.com. Since I'm their newest ambassador, you can check out my blog review on Lozatam accessories on redcarpetcurls.com. And I'm also working on the YouTube tutorial. So make sure you are checking that out pretty soon. But essentially, I love satin because it's protecting the hair. It's what also helps you keep length retention. If you're constantly wearing satin and it's not exposed to the sun, to different treatments and stuff, to irons or anything like that, you shouldn't be putting anything like that anyway. But if it's not exposed to any damage, then the hair keeps growing. It stays healthy. It stays moisturized and it keeps growing. That's the key to getting your waist length hair and stuff like that. Satin accessories. So when I'm not wearing my Lozatam turbans and head wraps and stuff like that, I'm a very, very big fan of NP Tress Treats. Listen. Whew, my God, let me bless you. NP Tress Treats is a small business, satin accessories. Let me tell you, they got you covered from satin lines, satin scarves, satin scrunchies. I even got, let me tell you, one of the best things I got from NP Tress Treats was my satin lined shower cap. Yes, you heard me. I have satin in the inside of my shower cap to protect my hair, to keep it moisturized. And the outside, which is like water repellent, it repels any steam and water while I'm in the shower. So let me tell you, my hair is staying 100% dry and moisturized. So I don't even have to worry about it. It's honestly, I'm obsessed with it. I buy so many things from NP Tress Treats. You can even check out my Instagram at Red Carpet Curls. I do have a post where I showed you my latest buy from them, which was the 2020 Baddie Box, which was, satin scrunchies, a scarf. I ordered the shower cap separately, but it came with so many amazing things, even the cutest pair of earrings. So definitely check out NP Tress Treats. You should be, regardless, if you're staying home, if you're going out, one of the biggest tips that I can give you for your quarantine routine is to utilize satin. Okay, I promise you. This is what's going to keep your hair growing, and it's going to keep it from breaking off. All right. Now, let's go into our second don't tip, which is do not forget to do scalp massages every single day if you're serious about hair growth. And I mean this. If you're really serious about hair growth, you're committed to this, you understand that you're going to learn the science and you're going to do everything you need to do to have the best hair possible, then you also need to understand that this is going to take time. There's certain ways to go about this. I did mention in the last episode what I call like hair vitamin scams. It doesn't matter what influencer or what hair care vitamin tells you can grow your hair 6 inches in like 3 months. That's not possible. Scientifically, it's just not possible. That's why I say you need to understand the science behind the curly girl method and how your hair behaves, because then you would understand, regardless, even in the best of conditions, at your healthiest, drinking all your water, working out, keeping your stress down, eating better, your hair can only grow between 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch a month. Realistically, that's how hair grows. And especially naturally textured hair often grows out and not down. So we don't really see length even though it's growing. So if you're serious about hair growth, then you know extra vitamins and stuff, it's not the wave. It's not the real thing. Scalp massages are. So if you take your fingertips, right? Not your nails. Don't ever apply your nails to your scalp. Even when you're scrubbing your scalp in the shower, you should never be using your nails. When you do scalp massages, you should take your fingers and literally stick them underneath your hair, right? And begin to slowly massage your scalp in like circular motions. I do this for 5 to 10 minutes. Why? Because the more you, especially since I flip my head over, so I flip my head over and start massaging, this leads to a huge increase in blood flow to the scalp. Okay. And if you increase the blood flow to your scalp, that means you're increasing the nutrients that are hitting the hair follicles, encouraging them to grow more, and you're getting more oxygen to your hair follicles. And that's in turn going to, start growing more hair, healthier hair at that stronger hair. Now, I also love that if you have dry scalp, for example, when I started the curly girl method, I varied a little. My scalp was too oily in the beginning, and then it started to get dry in the middle. I realized that the nightly scalp massages, the morning and night, I do 5 minutes in the morning when I wake up and 5 when I go to sleep. I realized without anything on my fingertips were actually moving my sebum around my scalp. So if I had a spot on my scalp that had a lot of sebum and I started doing the scalp massage for 5 minutes, I realized my fingertip was moving the sebum, the natural oils my scalp produces, and it was moving it around, spreading it around so that the dry parts of my scalp were no longer dry. They were moisturized. Therefore, it led to less dandruff and less tight scalp feeling. So honestly, scalp massages do nothing but benefit you with nothing. Now, if you want to kick it up a notch like I do, I take 2 to 3 drops of my all-time favorite oil, which is That's That Magic. That's That Magic is actually run by the same person who runs NP Tress Treats and the Earring Project, Alicia. She's actually going to be a guest on our show in the future, so you'll get to ask her a whole bunch of questions about her businesses and her products. But Alicia's oil, That's That Magic, is my exclusive oil. Like I got a discount code and everything. Red Carpet Curls is the discount code if you want to save money. But I got a discount code because I'm constantly buying this oil. I use it for my face, for my hair. I make scrubs with brown sugar and this oil to do a scalp scrub to, quote, detox my hair and stuff like that. So I love taking 2 to 3 drops right on my fingertips, massaging my fingertips together, and then massaging my scalp. Since I'm using such little oil, I'm not blocking my hair follicles with oil, an immense amount of oil to prevent hair growth. So a lot of people tend to just pour oil right on their scalp. No. Please check out my YouTube tutorial on how I do my scalp massages with That's That Magic. I literally just put 1 drop of oil per fingertip, massage them together, and then massage directly on the scalp, not the hair. Underneath the hair on the scalp. That's how I do it. It absorbs every time, and my hair grows like nobody's business. All right. Like I really mean that. So yeah, That's That Magic paired with scalp massages. Listen, your hair is going to grow. I promise you. The longer you stay on this method, you're going to see, okay, the scalp massages, if you take the tip that I gave you from the first episode, which is take consistent pictures and videos, I want you to take a photo of the first day that you start scalp massages, okay? How your hair looks. Continue to do this, right? And then take a picture exactly 3 months later, okay? And then the same thing at 6 months. I want you to put all these 3 photos together and see how much your hair grows. You're not going to notice it every day because you look at yourself in the mirror every day. You know how you look. You become naive to your own changes because you live with yourself all the time. Anybody else that doesn't see you often, like an aunt or a significant other, family member, whatever, a friend, they're gonna be like, oh wow, your hair got long, and you're like, oh really? Like, you don't think about it. The photos are your proof for yourself, especially at your lowest moments or when you're thinking about, oh my god, my hair's so long. Ooh, but I'm thinking about cutting it again. That's a curly girl's worst thing. Don't cut it. It's a feeling. It will pass. Most of the time, it's a midnight thing while you're looking at YouTube videos or Instagram videos of all these amazing influencers. Trust me, you will feel differently in the morning. Okay? So don't cut your hair. Just do scalp massages with or without oil to keep the scalp moisturized and the hair growing. And then, of course, using some kind of satin to keep it moisturized for longer periods of time. Now, let's jump into my final tip for this episode, okay? Because we only have 10 minutes left. So, my next best final tip is pick up some ingredients that are good for your hair in your local supermarket. Now, this is really important. This is why I needed so much time to talk about this. I don't mean get food. You shouldn't get food to put in your hair. I see a lot of YouTube videos, and especially I've seen it from very big influencers, and I even saw it from Cardi B recently. And while I love Cardi B, listen, I always told anybody in my life, Cardi B is my spiritual animal. She's my spirit guide. Cardi is just life. But the one thing I wish I could tell Cardi B is, girl, I love you, and I love your natural hair. It's beautiful, but stop with that avocado. I really mean it. On a molecular level, avocado is far too big to penetrate the hair strand. So it's just going to sit on top, okay? And especially for low porosity hair, this is the worst thing you can do. High porosity, yeah, you have some holes and it will take some of the nutrient, but trust me, it will feel too greasy. It will. When I did it early in my journey, like I said, I was following very big hair influencers that are still big to this day. And I saw how beautiful their hair was. I didn't know that, not everyone shows you exactly what they do. They tell you one thing, they do others. So, the internet is not completely truthful. So I did this avocado. I took a huge avocado. I mashed it up. I put some banana. I put some mayo, like they told me. And this was the worst thing I could do because it just sat on top of my hair. Yes, my hair had holes because it's high porosity, but it couldn't take all of this moisture because the hair strand itself wasn't big enough to hold that. So I was just wasting perfectly good food. Let me tell you, my mama never got so tight than when I wasted her avocado on my hair instead of dinner. She was so pissed. I told you, we Puerto Rican, you don't mess with stuff like that. So please, when you're doing your own DIY stuff, please do not put any egg, any avocado in your hair. Please don't. It's not beneficial. It's not going to help you. I promise you it's going to hinder you. Instead, look for aloe vera. Aloe vera contains over 75 nutrients and minerals to encourage hair growth, okay? It's also made of 99.3% water, and your skin, human skin actually can absorb aloe vera up to 4 times faster than water itself. So aloe vera, when I go to the supermarket, I go to my produce section, I pick up a leaf for about $1, if even that. I split it open, I scoop out the gel, and I literally just put it in a bowl or in a blender to blend together. And I put a few drops of oil in there and a little bit of honey. So honey is my next tip. Honey is a fantastic humectant. If you don't know what a humectant is, it basically means it's an ingredient that reaches out into the atmosphere, your local environment, to reach out and pull moisture from your environment into your hair and lock it in. So honey is a natural antifungal and antibacterial. It's a fantastic moisturizer. I really, really mean this. You are going to have such a beautiful shine when you put a teaspoon of honey, whether it be into your conditioner, whether it be into the aloe itself. I take a bowl, I put aloe, I put a tablespoon of manuka honey. You should try to find raw honey or manuka honey if you can afford it. Regular honey is put through a distillation process that takes out most of the minerals and nutrients that we're looking for. So you want to look for all natural honey, okay? Raw or manuka. That's going to be your best. And as well, in the supermarket, you can also find amino acids. Bragg's liquid amino acids. It's a soy sauce alternative. But amino acids are so small. They're the smallest, most gentlest type of protein. Amino acids are protein building blocks. They make up protein. They're small enough to penetrate the hair to the deepest level because your hair is made of amino acids. So it's just giving your hair more of what it's made of. Amino acids actually help moisture bind to your hair better bind to the protein better, so it increases your moisture retention levels. So normally I just take a bowl, I put the aloe vera gel, I put a tablespoon or more of honey, raw or manuka honey, and then I go ahead and add a teaspoon or so of amino acids. Even though aloe vera already contains amino acids, it's just an extra thing I like to do for extra boost. And I find it to be the perfect mixture to make a pre-poo, a deep conditioner. It's just amazing. Aloe vera has a natural pH level of 6, which is very, very close to our skin's natural pH level, which is 5. So it encourages, it's good for you. Aloe vera, natural antibacterial, antifungal, a wound healer. If you suffer from scalp conditions like psoriasis or anything along those lines, dermatitis, anything, aloe vera is going to help you greatly with that. Okay. So look for aloe vera in your local supermarket. And I don't mean in a bottle. I mean the actual aloe vera leaf. They're less than $1 in your local produce section. You could go to Walmart. You could go to your local supermarket, whatever. Because I know right now a lot of companies have sold out of products. There's a shortage on bottles for companies. So a lot of companies are still waiting, and that's why a lot of your favorite products are currently sold out. So in the meantime, while you're waiting for that, you can just pick up some aloe, pick up some raw or manuka honey, and some amino acids, and you can add that into the products you already have or make one good treatment with it. I do have a YouTube tutorial and blog post on how I like to make my DIY aloe vera and manuka honey pre-poo. It can also be used as a deep conditioner, so you can check that out on the Red Carpet Curls YouTube channel. And the blog post with all the science behind why aloe works, why honey works, why amino acids work, all of that is available on redcarpetcurls.com. So please, please make sure to read those articles so that you truly understand what you're doing. And of course, please, please, please do not put any avocado or egg in your hair or mayo. Like, I mean this. I know they look like fun trends on social media, but you're hindering your hair. If you're serious about repairing your naturally textured hair, wavy, curly, coily, kinky, whatever, please realize that the only type of protein you should be putting in your hair is hydrolyzed. So hydrolyzed, keratin or quinoa or rice protein, hydrolyzed or amino acid. Okay, those are the only types of protein that will work. So those are my major quarantine tips for you guys. Like I told you, I start out every single day with a scalp massage using 3 drops of That's That Magic so that I can keep my hair growing and flowing and my scalp healthy. Then I go ahead with some kind of steam to keep my hair hydrated, and then I go in and seal with an oil, and then for the rest of the day I use some kind of satin. That is what has been my quarantine routine. I have been washing my hair once a week, deep conditioning once a week, every single week with some kind of indirect heat so that I am getting all the benefits I need. And then I'm doing the steam as my upkeep. It's honestly been my most minimalistic routine. It's kept my hair healthy and growing. I'll repeat again the tips. Please invest in a hair steamer or some kind of indirect heat like the giveaway, which is the Thermal Haircare Hothead, which I'm about to tell you again how you win. Never skip your deep conditioning treatments. Please always use satin to keep your hair from losing any of its moisture. Don't forget to do scalp massages every single day for 5 to 10 minutes a day. And of course, my final tip is pick up some good ingredients for your hair, like aloe vera, honey, and amino acids. Now, for the final 2 minutes, let's talk to you again about the Thermal Haircare Hothead, the original flax-filled microwavable deep conditioning hair cap that allows people all over the world the freedom to achieve the results of salon-quality deep conditioning treatments at home with ease. So, as I said, one winner is going to win the Mix and Match gift set, which is the cap, the spritzer, the disposable caps to go under the cap, and the gift bag. All 4 of those, that's going to one winner. And the way you make sure that you are that winner is to subscribe to the Red Carpet Curls website, follow me at Red Carpet Curls and at Thermal Haircare on Instagram, and make sure to leave a red heart on the giveaway post on my Instagram. Okay? So I'll repeat that one more time. Subscribe to the website, follow me at Red Carpet Curls and at Thermal Haircare on Instagram, and leave a little red heart on the giveaway post. They're going to be multiple, so just leave a little red heart on either of the Instagram posts about the giveaway. And that is it. You've officially entered. Okay, so I really hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of my quarantine do's and don'ts. And I hope you join me next Tuesday for my next episode. And of course, I hope that you put these tips to use and have a fantastic curl day. Okay, I love you guys. I will see you next Tuesday. This is Queen Adrienne Monroe. I love you all. Bye.